Black Christmas is a Canadian horror film released on October the 11th, 1974. The film was directed by Bob Clark, who subsequently directed films as varied as A Christmas Story and Baby Geniuses. Notable actors starring in the film include Olivia Hussey, Margot Kidder, and John Saxon. Black Christmas was inspired by the urban legend of the babysitter and the man upstairs, which originated in the 1960s. The screenwriter Ray Moore loosely based the story on the Canadian serial killer Wayne Bowden, who killed 4 women between 1969 and 1971 in Montreal and Calgary. The plot follows a group of girls in a sorority house. The story starts with the girls holding a Christmas party and discussing their plans for the holidays. However, they then begin to receive bizarre anonymous phone calls which unnerve them. Later, when one of the sorority sisters, Claire, disappears, the group, along with Claire's father, contact the police, who initially don't show much concern. However, after a 13-year-old girl is found murdered in a local park, the police begin to act by placing a wiretap on the sorority house's phones. Will the police be able to identify the mysterious caller, and is he connected to the murder of the young girl in the park and the disappearance of Claire? The first positive for me is the soundtrack. Throughout the film, the music really helps to create a suspenseful atmosphere which lasts from the start to the end of the film. This is aided especially by the use of traditional Christmas carols, usually sung to spread goodwill and cheer during the Christmas holiday season. However, in Black Christmas, the carols are very haunting with the backdrop of the murders. Next, the POV shots of the antagonist throughout are excellent. At the start of the film, we are given no chance to breathe, as within 3 minutes of the start of the film, we see him surveying the house, looking at the people inside, and breathing heavily. We then observe him scale the building and enter into the loft on the top floor. Throughout the rest of the film, the POV shots are used sporadically, but they are incredibly effective and create a sense of dread every time. Let's compare this to the opening scene of one of the most renowned horror films of all time, Halloween, which was released in 1978, 4 years after Black Christmas. Although Halloween is famous for its opening POV shot, it bears more than a few similarities to the opening of Black Christmas. The director of Halloween, John Carpenter, was a huge fan of Black Christmas, and approached its director, Bob Clark, about the potential for a sequel. Clark then explained to Carpenter his idea for a film in which the killer from Black Christmas was caught, then escaped from the mental institution in which he was housed, and then went back to his hometown to claim more victims. Sounds quite familiar, doesn't it? In the opening scene of Halloween, we are watching the POV shot of the young Michael Myers as he observes the family house, looks inside numerous rooms from the outside, and eventually makes his way inside and attacks his sister. Although the Halloween opening is more explicit with the violence shown, the POV shots in Black Christmas are the complete opposite, as they are very subtle, although the openings of both films are executed superbly. Finally, although cliché today, the convention of the killer calling from inside the house was innovative at the time of the film's release in 1974. It had only been used in 2 prior films, which was in The Severed Arm in 1973 and the TV movie Cat and Mouse, starring Kirk Douglas, which was released earlier in 1974. The phone calls in Black Christmas are sometimes inaudible, rambling and filmed with expletives, which again was not common for a film made in the mid-1970s. These calls provide us with the only dialogue with the killer, as although we see his POV shot throughout the film, we only hear his heavy breathing in these instances. These phone calls add to an already creepy atmosphere and creates even more dread for the protagonists with the threats that are aimed at them. The only real negative for me is that a number of characters make some questionable decisions which puts themselves in unnecessary danger. This happens in many horror films, and it does make sense to progress the story and create tension-filled situations. However, in this film, it occurs a number of times, which is very frustrating to watch, and personally takes me out of the film when it happens. Black Christmas grossed over $4 million internationally on a budget of $620,000. At the time, it was the third highest grossing film in Canada. On release, the film received mixed reviews. A.H. Weiler of the New York Times called it a whodunit that raises the question as to why it was made, whereas Kevin Thomas of the LA Times described the film as a smart, stylish little Canadian horror picture. In recent years, however, the film has been re-evaluated as an underrated cult classic that was innovative for its time and popularised the idea of a holiday-based horror film, which was enhanced further by the release of Halloween 4 years later. A retrospective review from Film Threat praised the actors' performances, the handling of the obscene phone calls and the twist ending, whereas Time Out Film Guide said the film managed a good slice of old-fashioned suspense. Black Christmas's reception from the public is also positive, with a rating of 71% on Rotten Tomatoes and 7.2 on IMDb from over 38,000 people at the time of recording. Overall, I would highly recommend giving Black Christmas a watch. The soundtrack provides a chilling and eerie backdrop throughout and helps to create a suspenseful atmosphere. The innovative POV shots are few and far between, but fantastically executed, and pave the way for slasher films such as Halloween. In short, it is a tension-filled experience that keeps you on the edge of your seat until the end and provides a fitting, haunting finale. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe for more videos like this, and I'll see you in the next one.